Gravity Falls and Journal 3 belong to Alex Hirsch and Disney channel. Please go support Gravity Falls and go buy Journal 3. Hello guys, Raspberry Barrel back at it again. We're getting really close to the end of Journal 3 and I am excited. I hope you guys are too. So, no more dilly-dallying. Let's just get right into it. Please forgive me if I stutter, hesitate, or mispronounce anything, and for any noises in the background. Nightmares and daymares. Last night I awoke covered in sweat, and not just because I slept in my clothes. Bill Cipher has decided to pay my mind a visit once more. Although the metal plate I got installed in my head prevents Bill from being able to access my thoughts directly, he can still haunt my dreams. Last night he appeared to me in a wheat field, cackling about the end of times and saying that I will be powerless to prevent his reign. Our family's in danger and I have to do something about it. I have been hesitant, however, to talk to the rest of the Pines about Bill, even Dipper, who I've grown to trust. I'd like to believe that this is out of a desire to protect them, but if I'm honest with myself, it's because I'm ashamed. What would they think of me if they knew that it was my folly, my hubris, that conjured Bill in the first place? That he tricked me into creating the portal, and that the rift is a direct physical reminder of the terrible deal I made so many years ago. Would Dipper still look up to me, or would he just consider me a fool? No, I need not tell them everything, just enough for now. In the meantime, I have sent Mabel on an errand to see if she can retrieve some unicorn hair to protect the shack from Bill's influence. It's a long shot, but it's worth a try. And, whoa, surprise here, we get some pages from Mabel. Unicorns! Hey there, Mabel here. I just got back from a cray-cray encounter with some unicorns, so Grunkle Ford asked me to write a journal entry about them. He said I'm possibly the only person who ever defeated one, so I guess I'm basically an expert now. What? The main unicorn I dealt with was named Celestabella Bethabel. Pretty sure I spelled that wrong. She was supposed to tell me if I was pure of heart, but instead she just made a bunch of junk up. It was super rude. Turns out that unicorns aren't anything like in storybooks. So here's a handy guide to fact versus fiction of unicorns. To make it more horse-like, I'm calling it yay versus nay. Yay. In storybooks, 1. Their horns are supposed to determine whether you are worthy of their friendship and shoot lasers if you aren't. 2. Eyes should sparkle with a million stars, even during the day when that makes no sense. 3. Lick their necks and they taste like your favorite flavor in the world. 4. They love to go on quests and will happily accompany you and a bumbling wizard companion on an animated PG adventure for the whole family. 5. Are always the last one. Nay, but in reality, 1. Horns just play rave music and not even the good kind, barely danceable. 2. Spend like 2 hours every morning putting on lots of makeup, and I bet it's not even cruelty-free. 3. Say super mean and catty stuff. Celestabella Bethabel called Wendy Stretch and told Candy that she was pretty, but not TV pretty. What the heck? 4. As it turns out, their necks just taste like horses' necks. Not good. 5. Way judgmental. The only quest Celestabella Bethabel makes you go on is one to recover your self-esteem. 6. The only magical thing about Celestabella Bethabel was her rainbow blood, which I discovered when I punched her in the face. Weaknesses? Punching in the face. Also, teamwork. Also, Grenda. And back to Ford. I'm very worried Bill might try to play tricks on Dipper's mind. In order to prevent this, I have decided to employ one of my old devices, the mind reader. I hope to encrypt his thoughts or Bill-proof his mind. Stray thoughts I noticed in Dipper's head. I'm itchy. Why am I always itchy? Will I be itchy forever? I hope ghost harnesses last another few seasons. Stan needs to hide his magazine collection better. I hope Ford's not looking too closely at these thoughts. Try to think of nothing. That was something. The procedure takes hours to complete, and when I fell asleep waiting, my clever nephew used the magic reader to see in my mind. My jumbled memories made him believe that I was still in cahoots with Bill, and he defended himself with Fiddleford's memory gun. What a disaster! and the whole thing could have been avoided if I had just come clean about Bill. It's time that I tell Dipper everything, regardless of what he thinks of me afterwards. I've told Dipper my history with Bill, and to my great relief, he was very understanding. Luck seems to be on our side today. Mabel has returned with a large tuft of unicorn hair. We had circled the base of the shack with it to create the mystical barrier. Although we were unable to Bill-proof Dipper's mind, this should make the shack and anyone inside it impervious to Bill's power. After our latest misadventure, I realized it was time to tell Dipper everything I knew about Gravity Falls. I sat him down and told him to ask me any questions he could think about the town. No more secrets. His first question made me beam with pride. Why is Gravity Falls so weird? The true theory of weirdness. I told Dipper that I've spent my young adulthood obsessed with the question. Bill Cipher told me that the weirdness in town leaked in from another dimension, but this was a lie. Bill was simply trying to trick me into opening a door so he could claim Gravity Falls for himself. The truth, I explained, was a bit stranger. To help Dipper understand, I borrowed Stanley's car, and we drove until we reached the town border of Gravity Falls. I pulled a bag of jelly beans out of my pocket and began to explain. Everything in the universe is like a jelly bean, made of the same basic materials, varied in color and flavor, but all more or less conforming to an expected pattern. But every now and then, by chance, a bean comes out deformed. Odd, weird. I pulled an especially strange bean out to show him, and then dropped it and the rest of the bag at my feet. The beans began to tumble downhill, but one bean, the deformed one, almost magically rolled backwards, up the hill, right up to the town border. Dipper's eyes widened. I could see him beginning to understand. Why had this one bean rolled uphill? The reason Gravity Falls is a weirdness magnet. Oddness is strangely, mysteriously drawn to this place. From misshapen jelly beans to gnomes and fairies to dinosaurs, interdimensional tears, clones, crazy ex-presidents, even men with 6 fingers and boys with strange birthmarks. I explained that I felt in my bones that my arrival at this town, and perhaps Dipper's too, was not an accident, that we were part of some greater fate the town had in store for us. You and I are some of the strangest beings this town has ever seen, Dipper, I told him. Mason, he blurted out. He seemed shocked by what had come out of his mouth, and then deliberately regretted it. My name is Mason. Dipper's just a nickname, but everyone got used to it, and now it feels too late to tell everyone the truth. And it's kind of a dumb name anyway. Don't tell anyone. I tousled his hair and smiled at him. Your secret's safe with me, Mason, I said. And I think it's a great name. The Masons are a great secret society, you know. He smiled, and I realized how much he trusted me, and what a shame it was that he was leaving at the end of the summer. I have begun to form an idea. The rift containment unit is cracking. I suggested it would be a good time for Stan to take the kids on that road trip he's been talking about while I puzzled over the problem. If the unit breaks, all madness of Bill's nightmare dimension will come spiraling into ours. Earth. RIP. 10 times aftershock. A bunch of other symbols and math things that I can't read. A code here at the top that says, some tiny alien specimens may have survived, perhaps hiding in the town in robots disguised as humans. In order to seal the rift for good, it is going to take an adhesive of unearthly strength. I must return to Crash Site Omega, although I suppose there is no longer any need for that coy nickname invented in my youth, since my nephew has decided to share his secrets with me. Then I shall share mine as well. As I referenced in Journal 2, there is an enormous extraterrestrial craft buried under the valley of Gravity Falls. And right up at the top of the page, we have this code that is simply Caesar, and it says, perhaps the ship was on a mission to catalog strange biological specimens. Could the high volume of weirdness on board have drawn the ship to GF? The enormous scale of the entire interior would be impossible to capture on these pages, but here are a few of the more intriguing aspects of the ship. In my long-dimensional hopping life, I've only encountered one creature that fits the skeleton shape, the pan-dimensional beings of Trialax Beta. Since they exist in 7 to 11 dimensions at once, they have a horrible sense of direction. No wonder the ship crashed. A ship this big has not only climate control, but also actually full-blown weather. I spotted levers for sunshine, rain, and even snow. Weather controls. Not sure what the tornado button is for. Maybe a quick way to wipe out the crew in case of mutiny? Having an alien ship under the town has caused many odd disturbances. Stoplights that don't work properly, electrical interference, sick livestock, and occasional stories of vehicles being magnetically hurled up roads. A heavily guarded biological containment center apparently once housed eggs and larvae of other specimens discovered on alien worlds. Although judging by the claw marks and shattered glass, it seems likely something escaped. Crossed out, something seemed very familiar about this. Of course, I doubt that I will have time to show any of this to Dipper on his first trip to CSO. We'll need to retrieve alien adhesive, and I'm thinking of discussing my apprenticeship offer with him this afternoon. If luck is with us, the security system is still defunct. Subatomic fusion pulse laser. The worst has happened. Bill has been let loose in our world. I don't know who got hold of the rift or who Bill deceived, but right now it does not matter. There is very little time to write, but I feel it necessary to quickly summarize our plan in case we fail and it falls to another to fight this beast. I only have one charge left on my quantum destabilizer, the weapon that required Parallel Fiddleford's brilliance to complete. If all goes according to plan, we will use it to destroy Bill. It should transform him into a weirdness black hole and suck all the strangeness from the nightmare realm out of our own world. But only a direct hit in the center of his body will work. I pray that if we fail, others will take up this fight. The fate of the world, the fate of the entire universe depends on it. This may be the last time that I write in this journal, or any journal, ever again. I know I have made many mistakes in my life, but I pray that I can finally make things right. And the next couple pages are blank. Bum, bum, bum. And that's where we're going to end it. This chapter. And let's see, what happened in this chapter? Stuff about the nightmares, some nice Dipper. I think, yeah, this chapter was really great for Dipper and Ford's relationship. It may have seemed pretty short. It was kind of short compared to some of our others, but it gave us quite a bit of information and stuff. And this is the only place where we ever get to hear about Dipper's real name, which is Mason, as you heard. It's Mabel and Mason, twin names, but he goes by Dipper because of his birthmark. I'm pretty sure that was also one of the big, catches to getting the journal. It's like, oh, you want to know what Dipper's real name is? You gotta get Journal 3. But now you guys all know, if you didn't already. But oh no, Bill, we're here at Weirdmageddon. What's gonna happen now? Find out next chapter, which will be our last. Thank you guys. I'll see you next time. Gravity Falls and Journal 3 belong to Alex Hirsch and Disney Channel. Please go support Gravity Falls and go buy Journal 3.